Welcome back to STL TV Live. I'm Sarah Bernard, and my guests are Kathy Mora and Monica Watson, and we're talking about National Nutrition Month and nutrition in the home and for our families. We've got some great-looking items and interesting. I'm not really sure what we're looking at here, but let's get to the recipes, right?
Absolutely.
You suggest that families can make at home. So, Monica, I'm assuming you, being the chef, probably prepared these.
I did. Closest to you, you will see cupcakes. Those are chocolate quinoa cupcakes with a spinach icing. And they're just an absolutely great way to introduce spinach to a child who is kind of resistant to trying anything green.
So maybe you don't say it's spinach?
Correct. You don't have to.
You say it's a chocolate cupcake.
You say it's a chocolate
green
cupcake.
for St. Patrick's Day.
Correct.
Right,
there you go.
Perfect.
There you go. But usually when they taste it, they're sold.
Okay.
They're sold. And then maybe you can say later, hey, that's spinach icing.
Right, or maybe not. Maybe you never tell them.
Correct. Correct.
I'm a mom. I know how this works. Okay, so what's next?
On the other side, we have a veggie wrap. Kids love wraps. They're easy to transport. You can eat it in the car, on the way to soccer, even for breakfast, actually. And it is a whole wheat wrap, and it has, again, the spinach in a spread this time, so it's savory this time instead of sweet.
Okay.
Basically the same recipe, except we change from a sweetness to a savory. And so it has the spinach spread and carrots, red peppers, cucumbers, yellow peppers, all kinds of veggies. You can do anything.
The vegetables are just wrapped up with no sauce or anything, and you have the dip.
And you have the spinach spread. You can add protein if you'd like.
Fresh spinach in there too.
Correct. And there's also fresh
everywhere.
Fresh spinach everywhere.
All right, and what about these little...
And over here we have the spinach and kale, actually, egg bites. Again, you can add protein to the egg to kind of boost that protein content. There's red pepper, the spinach, the kale. And again, easy. You can make them the night before. They freeze. You can pop them in the lunchbox, eat them in the car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you make it sound easy, and I see how you've hidden lots of things. And, nutrition at home, I always noticed as a mom when my kids were little that snacking is an issue. Kids get hungry between meals.
Yes.
So, and then when it gets to mealtime, they may not be hungry enough for these nutritious meals we're providing. So what are your suggestions regarding snacks?
Well, I think, maybe not the cupcakes, but I think any of these things are also actually good snacks. They don't have to be for a full meal, or you don't have to have the whole wrap. Certainly fruit and any other kind of vegetable. But if you just had vegetable with the spread or with dip, that's a nice
So as long as they're getting their nutrition, even if you get to mealtime and they're not so hungry, at least you know it hasn't just been goldfish crackers.
Yes.
Right. And the thing with kids is that they have smaller stomachs, and they're learning to balance when they feel hungry and when they feel full. And so we get really structured about the time that we have to eat, and that's sort of how it fits into our schedule. But kids don't necessarily feel hungry exactly at the same time that everybody is supposed to be eating dinner. So I think that there's a balance, and and each family has to sort of figure out that dynamic, how well that's going to work, so that there's not a fight every night at dinner time.
Right.
Yes.
And that if they have to snack, I think there can be some limits between snacking all the way up to dinner time, because you want to have some pleasantness sitting around the meal.
Right.
But if they've eaten something healthy and they just can't eat a full meal at dinner, but they've eaten something, then I think that that's fine, because across the whole day they've eaten a variety of foods that are healthy.
So basically then what you all are saying is that we should focus on real food.
Absolutely.
And food that's easy to get.
Right.
We don't need to be supplementing with vitamins and minerals for children or adults.
Correct.
If we're having a balanced diet. What about calcium for kids and adults? What do you recommend for that?
Well, interesting, spinach does have calcium.
Okay.
It's a little bit hard to absorb, but it does provide some calcium. But I think calcium, again, is a food that is in foods that are readily available, and that is in a form that's absorbable. And so I don't necessarily think that people need to supplement. I think if there's a reason to supplement, if there is a deficiency, or if an older woman or a younger woman is really not eating enough food, or at high risk for low bone density, then calcium would be something that potentially does need to be supplemented.
Okay. But milk for kids is a great source of calcium and protein.
Right. And the thing that's really nice now is that there's almond milk, there's soy milk, there's all kinds of different variety of milks. Orange juice is has calcium in that if somebody can't tolerate the milk. So there's lots of varieties of calcium sources I think that kids can have.
All right, and so the recipes for these items and more are available on your Facebook page?
Yes.
Truprovender?
Truprovender. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then you are available to consult with families or who need extra help, that kind of service as well?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Okay, I'm not like throwing a service at you, but but I can see why people would benefit from speaking with a chef and a nutritionist to learn more about their options for their family.
Sure.
It's a tricky thing to navigate with kids and
Yes, it is.
and spouses and all that. So, for more information on National Nutrition Month and healthy recipe ideas from Kathy and Monica, search Truprovender on Facebook. We'll be back with more STL TV Live after this.